Have you given up on losing weight? Because there was a point in my life where I honestly think I almost had. I still remember the exact moment things finally hit me. My son was maybe 3 or 4 years old. I don't remember exactly. And I had to run to the store. So I'm standing in the refrigerated section of a grocery store, fluorescent lights overhead. I'm pushing my cart around, and it was at that point I was probably around 337 pounds. There was a woman nearby with her little boy standing next to her, helping to push the shopping cart. And kids are brutally honest. I still remember hearing this little voice say, "Hey, Mom, look, he's fat." The mother looked embarrassed and horrified, like she didn't know what to say, and said, "You know what? He's right." But inside, something changed. Because for the first time in a long time, I stopped lying to myself. I stopped pretending things weren't getting serious. And the reason I'm telling you this is because sometimes change doesn't start with motivation. Sometimes it starts with a wake-up call you never wanted. Sometimes with embarrassment. Sometimes it starts with pain. And sometimes it starts with hearing the truth from somebody too young to realize they just changed your life. Well, fast forward to today. I'm now 53 days into Zepbound and I've lost 33.4 pounds. And honestly, for the first time in years, things feel different. Not easy, not magic, but different. So let me tell you what those last 53 days have actually been like for me. First off, the food noise. That's probably the craziest part. And if you never dealt with constant food thoughts, it's hard to explain to people what that's like. I used to think about food all the time. What I was eating, what I wanted to eat next, late night cravings, fast food, snacking when stressed, snacking when bored. And what shocked me is how quiet that got. Not gone completely, but quieter. And for the first time in a long time, I started realizing there's a huge difference between hunger and cravings. That was a massive mental shift for me. So I'm focusing less on daily emotion and more on consistency, kind of like business. In business, you track the activities, you trust the process, you know the results come from consistency over time. You don't dig up a seed every morning to see if it grew. But that's what many of us do with weight loss. We panic over every fluctuation. One bad meal becomes, "I failed." One rough day becomes, "I've ruined everything." And I'm trying hard to stop doing that. Now, I want to be honest too. Zepbound isn't magic. You still have to make choices. You still have to deal with habits, emotions, triggers, stress eating, mindset. And there have definitely been side effects and adjustments, right? A little bit of constipation, energy levels can vary, but mostly well. Some days eating enough protein can sometimes feel like work. But overall, this has probably been one of the biggest mindset shifts in my life. Because this isn't just about weight anymore. It's about being alive long enough to enjoy my life, to have energy again, to stop feeling trapped inside my own body. And I know there are people that are going to be watching this right now who feel embarrassed, stuck, hopeless, or exhausted from restarting over and over again. Honestly, I'm still fighting it on some days, but maybe the goal isn't perfection. Maybe the goal is just refusing to quit this time. So if you're on this journey, let me know in the comments where you're at, how long you've struggled, what's working, what's been really hard for you. So I hope you guys all have a great week. Don't give up. You have to believe in yourself and you have to make that choice to want to live and live in an authentic way that will lead to a healthier you, because that is what matters. It's a journey. And I don't expect that things are always going to go smooth for me, but I lost 150 pounds before, and I know what that process was like. What I can say is while I was losing it, there were days that were just brutally hard. to just get through because I couldn't stop thinking about the food, even though I was in that routine. This has changed that.